is enough. There cannot be a point where you keep kowtowing to bullies. That's what India has said. I'm just going to reiterate that statement because it's an important one from the Ministry of External Affairs that is coming in right now, saying that US has in recent days targeted India's oil imports from Russia. We've made clear our position on these issues, that our imports are based on market factors and energy security for Indians. It's extremely unfortunate that US should choose to impose additional tariffs on India for action that several other countries are taking. Actions are unfair. So exactly what you have said, Hira, why this is an important statement is because then the question is, do you keep pandering? Do you keep pandering to a bully? And clearly, India is saying no. Mr. Ajay Bagga is joining in on our conversation. And Ajay, we spoke at 2 this afternoon when we were talking about let's wait and watch what happens. This has clearly escalated and escalated quickly. It has gone from 25% to 50% and a very strong response from India. Whatever happens next, I think it's very important that India has come out and made its position clear.
Yeah, very much. This was needed from India, but it's very unfortunate, Tamanna, overall, because if you look at the executive order, they're only talking about Russian oil. Nobody's talking about Russian LNG, Russian gas, Russian uranium, Russian fertilizers, which are going all over the world. There is no talk of China. So singling out India like this, it is not the way friends are treated. What Nikki Haley said yesterday comes even more in a even more starker way. The good point is probably it is a negotiation tool because 21 days have been given for this to take effect, and the U.S. team is expected in India around that time. So will there be anything held in abeyance? The second thing now, Indian companies are already taking it as something that's happened and are taking evasive action. But the government needs to now up its movement. So on the export side, you need to subsidize. You need to make sure that employment is not hurt. Because of this, there will be cancellation of orders or orders won't come in for Christmas. We'll have to look at that. And second, to see how these goods can be placed in the domestic market by giving some GST waivers, by putting in some schemes so that the Indian domestic consumption goes up. We have 15 crore people who are on par with European consumers. These kind of goods can be absorbed in the Indian economy. But you need to give a fiscal stimulus, you need to bring in GST cuts, and you need to protect these exporting companies. Move in and do that. I think that is what is expected of the government.
In terms of immediate impact, Ajay, what is the kind of hit that you think we will see on the market? And I'm looking at the Gift Nifty right now. So you're clearly going to open with some gap down tomorrow. Do you see this panning out, and where do you see the most impact?
Yeah, see, it was getting more or less discounted in the markets because Trump had talked even about 100%. Basically, after 30%, Tamanna, it doesn't matter whether it's 100, 200, he can make it 5,000% also. It's irrelevant. So market had largely discounted, and being discounted at 25%, you knew what is manageable, what is not manageable. At 50%, most of the companies don't have margins like that. It does not make sense to do that business. So basically, it stops. So where we were saying at 25% tariffs, maybe the hit will be about $12 to $15 billion of Indian exports to the U.S. Stopping. I think now a big chunk gets stopped out. At 50, it just doesn't make sense. No importer will be able to bear that cost. No consumer will pay that higher price. Pharma and semiconductors are out of it. Today, Tim Cook is going to be in the White House. Apple has already announced they are going to put $600 billion into plants in the U.S. And that was the big question being asked to Tim Cook, that Trump is going on hitting Indian smartphone imports. How do you look at that? He just deflected that question. Smartphones and pharma for now are not covered by this, so 25 billion is safe. On the 50, nearly the entire 50 is under risk. So, but good news is pharma companies were being hit already. We have seen the underperformance. You've seen the auto ancillary companies, chemical companies, all who are exporting into the US. The market has a big list ready, and those companies are largely discounted. So I don't see a very big impact on our markets beyond that first wave of selling. Will it have an impact on FPI sentiment? Difficult to say. A lot of money does come from the US, and that's where we have to make sure that we are curt, we are strong, but we are not rude. We should not rule out other investments coming into India. So it should not become a total free-for-all. We have to play by the rules, and it is the biggest market in the world. We have to give it that respect. It's one of the biggest investors into India. We go by a rules-based and a very strong way of doing things and avoid any public statement apart from what the MEA is putting out as our official reaction.